Before we knew Ezekiel as a prophet, he was known as a priest. He was a very intelligent and smart man. Ezekiel lived in the time of the Babylonian exile. He was one of the first to be called to leave Palestine for Babylon by the king of Babylon at the time, Nebuchadnezzar. During this exile, Ezekiel was called by God to be a prophet at around age 30.
God appeared to Ezekiel through a vision of fire. He told Ezekiel that the people of Israel were worshiping false gods, so he asked him to convert them back to monotheism. God said to him, "Son of man, I am sending you to the Israelites, to a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. And whether they listen or fail to listen, for they are a rebellious house, they will know that a prophet has been among them."
A scroll suddenly appeared before Ezekiel. On the scroll were words of lament and mourning and woe. God said to Ezekiel, "Son of man, eat this scroll I am giving you and fill your stomach with it." So he ate the scroll, finding that it tastes as sweet as honey, and realized he had to speak the word of God to the Israelites.
God said to Ezekiel, "Then lay on your left side and put the sin of the people of Israel upon yourself. You are to bear their sin for the number of days you lie on your side." So after eating the scroll, Ezekiel laid on his left side for a period of 390 days. During this entire period of time, Ezekiel was in much pain and agony. He was deeply mourning the people of Israel who had turned away from God because they truly believed that God had forgotten about them. Then Ezekiel laid on his right side as God asked him to, and remained in agony for 40 more days. This time he was painfully mourning the people of Judah, who had also turned away from God and were no longer monotheistic. Finally, when Ezekiel was done mourning, he went to preach to the Israelites. He tried his best to assure them that God will always be with them. However, they refused to listen to him. When aggravated with the fact that nobody was listening to him, Ezekiel cut off his hair into 3 different sections, as God told him to. The first section, God asked Ezekiel to throw it into the wind. This represented that Ezekiel's words would always be in the ear of the Israelites. The second and third sections, God asked Ezekiel to burn. The fire that the hair was thrown into would spread throughout the city, but would not destroy it. It was a symbol to the Israelites that God, the one and only God, will always be with them. Still, most of the people refused to listen to Ezekiel, so he became frustrated. He prayed to God more and more each day, asking for strength and patience. One day, when he was walking and praying, Ezekiel came across a pile of dry bones. Then he heard God say to him, "Mortal, can these bones live?" Ezekiel thought to himself, "No." But in a vision right before his eyes, God transformed the bones into many different living bodies, bringing them back to life. With this vision, Ezekiel was filled with patience and strength. He knew he needed to continue filling the Israelites with hope, bringing them back to life, the holy life that they were supposed to be living. Ezekiel would not give up on the Israelites, so he once again preached to the people, telling them that all things were possible with God. He explained to them how much God truly loved them, and they finally began to listen. For all of these amazing reasons, people today know Ezekiel as the hopeful prophet.